Hey folks, we are back on the War Thunder dev server, and we're taking a look at something special here. This is the Mig-29G. Now, there are a lot of misconceptions flying around about this aircraft. To set the record straight on a couple of important things, Mig-29G was an unofficial designation given to a batch of former East German MiG-29s that were retained by the unified German Luftwaffe and went through an upgrade program in the early 1990s. The upgrade program was primarily to make changes inside the cockpit. They swapped out the IFF to the unified German Luftwaffe NATO units. They rearranged the cockpit instrumentation a bit. They changed all the displays to read out into English, and they made some minor changes to like the heads-up display and whatnot. The weapon system was unchanged. These were not able to carry AIM-7s. They were not able to carry AIM-9s. They did not get a new radar set. The infrared search and track unit was not removed. The engines were essentially the same. The changes made to the engines were, as far as the information I've seen indicates, all related to the maintenance cycle and replacing some of the parts that tended to wear out quickly with higher quality components. The overall engine power was basically unchanged. So in the game here, this is down under the existing German MiG-29. You can see here battle rating 12.3 and rank 8. Now, I didn't do a full review on the East German MiG-29 when it came out. It was too close to the Soviet one. I just didn't bother. I will be doing a full review of this aircraft once the patch goes live, if for no other reason than to get an excuse to ramble for a couple of minutes about the very interesting history of the MiG-29 in German service. Anyway, the radar is, again, unchanged, kind of what you'd expect to see here. We've still got the helmet-mounted sight and all that. The ballistics computer, again, basically all the same. We've still got the EEGS as expected, and we still have the SPO-15 radar warning receiver, which is not great. It goes G-band through I-band, so MiG-23 is going to get you. All right. Let's take a look at the weapons. For air-to-ground, we've got basically all the same stuff you'd expect. Bombs, rockets, drop tank, nothing fancy. For weapons, we've got the R-27R and R-27T, and the R-60MK inherited from the original MiG-29. We also get the R-73E. Very excited about this. And we have both versions of the R-27E. We've got the ER and the ET. Now, these are all export models of the R-73 and the R-27, but in the game, the functionality is basically identical. So let's take this thing out into a match or two and see what we get. All right, so we're out in a match with the Mig-29G. A couple of interesting things. First, there are some typos with the weapons. You're going to notice in the HUD on the upper left, I've got the R2E7T1, known throughout the world, and I've got the R73s. There is also a problem where the lock radar keybind is not working on the dev server. I had a problem in a match, so I went and did some testing, and I verified with multiple aircraft on multiple radar sets, double-check my keybinds and all that, locking radar targets with normal BVR targeting is not working on the dev server right now, so I'm limited to ACM mode for radar locks, so I'm not going to be doing any BVR stuff with the R27ERs. We're going to be limited to close-up knife fighting, which really is what the MiG-29's best at anyway. But I still took a couple of the R2E7T1s, just in case I get a good head-on shot at somebody. So I'm going to fly out here and see if I can bully some targets. Yeah, the track while scan mode does still work for slaving infrared missiles, so the R2E7T1s are still useful, even without the regular radar lock keybinds or anything like that. Sorry, I've been talking a lot today. No idea what I'm shooting at. These shots may not go anywhere, but... Oh, got one. Got two. All right, now we're going to just try and stick for some traditional dogfighting. All right, there's an F-16. Yeah, it looks like they're already fighting with that Notch guy, who stole a kill from me before. All right, I'm going to see if I can come in low before I run out of gas. Now, I'm going to be trying for some crazy off-bore sight shots on these R-73s. I want to be clear that some of these shots I'm probably going to take, I'm not really expecting to hit. I'm goofing around on the dev server. I'm not completely incompetent. I really like to use the dev server as an opportunity just for some goofy stuff. Like that shot right there, I'm not expecting to work. Oh, shot your missile down. How about that?
Our victory is near.
All right, let's come around on this guy. Yeah, how you like me now? Yeah, you're having a bad day? Yeah, that's not going anywhere. Is that F-16 still flying? Guy just crash. Alright, I have no energy. This is not a good state for me to be in, but that's an F4E, so I'm not really super worried. Should easily be able to come around and get guns on him. Then I am out of gas. Yep. All right, so this would normally be RTB. Again, looking at that fuel. So, yeah, that's a fun one. Let's get this thing out into a second match and see what happens. All right, we're out into a second match here, and I've taken 6 R-73s. Not going to bother with any long-distance stuff. And again, I'm going to be trying to just take this thing in for some up-close and personal knife fighting, and we'll see what we get. This map is covered in low-hanging fog and clouds, so that'll add a little bit of an extra dynamic here. All right, I caught a couple of targets on track while scan, but of course, everything's fogged up, which is going to dramatically reduce visual targeting range, which, ironically, it should help me a bit, since, you know, the Mig-29 is, of course, really just kind of built for close-in fighting here. And if I can get anyone within, like, 4 kilometers, should have a good time. Here we go. And again, I'm going to be taking some crazy shots that I'm not necessarily expecting are going to be super successful, but we're going to try. He was punching too fast. There's a guy off to my right I got to be aware of. Oh, look at this. He's in the middle of like 5 people now. He's screwed. Yeah, there's no way I'm going to get him before these other people do. Really? Really? How is that guy still... There we go. I don't know how he lived so long. Anyway, let's try and take a couple of really crazy shots on these AI planes. And again, this is the dev server. We're just screwing around. So my first impression so far here is that this Mig-29G is exactly what I expected it to be. It's very similar in flight performance to the original MiG-29, but it's got the upgraded weapons. I am very enthusiastic about this jet. I cannot wait to get this thing out into some actual live matches with, like, real opponents who are trying and all that. All right, I'm going to try and take a real crazy shot here. Oh! Love it. Love to see it. All right, I got one left. And I'm almost out of gas, because that is the enduring weakness of the MiG-29. Let's see if I can find something to attack. There we go. Yak-38, he's already on fire or something. And smack. There we go. Now, I think... God, took a lot of damage. That's a tough Yak-38. All right, yeah, there's our fuel. Okay. What do I expect flying around an afterburner for the whole match? Anyway, so that's the MiG-29G. I am very enthusiastic. I think this thing is going to be a monster in close-in dogfighting. But again, once the patch goes live, I'll give you guys a full review of this plane, and we'll see what we get. As always, thanks for watching.